Prime Minister Scott Morrison has denied he has broken any promise about establishing a Federal Integrity Commission against corruption. The Prime Minister pledged to introduce the anti-corruption body on a national level ahead of the 2019 election, but failed to bring the proposal forward before the next election, on the 21st of May. He said he will not be pressured into introducing a kangaroo court that he says is established in NSW on a state level. What I am concerned about is the circus that Labor would want to put in place with an integrity commission. I have lived with that in NSW, Mr. Morrison told reporters in Launceston, Tasmania. I have seen the lives destroyed by a commission such as that, which becomes a kangaroo court and goes around and seems to operate through politics and shaming people and the proper process that should go to those important issues being properly considered. The term kangaroo court is often used to describe an ad hoc court that has limited power and does not follow normal legal procedures. Mr. Morrison stood alongside Liberal MP Bridget Archer in her electorate of Base, who notably crossed the bench last year in a vote to establish a federal ICAC. But unlike in Parliament, Ms. Archer and the Prime Minister took a united front on Thursday, and she said she understood that Mr. Morrison must balance the interests of the country with hers, as she acts for the people of her electorate in Base. When Ms. Archer was asked whether she believed the NSW ICAC was a kangaroo court, she said she was not exposed to the state's integrity body enough to comment. I have made the view that all sides of politics agree that we should have some sort of national integrity body. The disagreement comes on that what should look like, she said. Nothing will move forward until the politics is taken out. I have said that all the way along. The Prime Minister also announced a $220 million package for the forestry industry. He said his government would never shut down native forestry and would work with state governments to establish permanent timber production areas. The pressures on the building industry and the uncertain international trade situation has made it clear that local wood products and local SS are critical, he said. We will turn boats back. Opposition leader Anthony Albanese said people attempting to arrive in Australia by boat will be turned back to avoid offshore detention. On the fourth day of the election campaign, Mr. Albanese is in Cessnock, proposing urgent care clinics for regional NSW in what has been a health blitz for the first week of the election campaign. But when asked about whether people smugglers from other countries will take advantage of Labor's border policies if elected on the 21st of May, Mr. Albanese's response was clear. We will turn boats back. Turning boats back means that you don't need offshore detention, he said. It comes as the United Kingdom announced a world-first deal to resettle asylum seekers to Rwanda, who arrived in Britain through the English Channel. The Prime Minister accused Mr. Albanese of leaning on border protection policies that he says he invented. I designed the boat turn-back policy. I implemented it. I stood up to criticism day after day after day. I remember back at the 2013 election, people said this was an inhumane policy. It wouldn't work. There is no way you could make it happen. I stood firm on that policy, Mr. Morrison said. Anthony Albanese has had every position on border protection. He has supported everything he has opposed, and he has opposed everything that he has supported. Mr. Morrison used the opportunity to hammer the key message he has made against his opponent that Australians do not know who the opposition leader is. When it comes to border protection, the people smugglers know who I am. Meanwhile, the Greens will be in the NSW Illawarra region to announce a plan to invest $500 million in green steel to shift Australians away from the use of coal and gas. Green steel is made with hydrogen instead of coal, meaning its byproduct is water and delivers the lowest carbon footprint possible. Further up the NSW coast, Deputy Prime Minister and Nationals leader Barnaby Joyce will be in the Hunter region to make two infrastructure announcements, one at Morisset in Lake Macquarie and one at the Newcastle airport. With AAP,